John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Bead Digger Stadium in Brush. No scores. We go to the second quarter, but Olathe has the momentum after the Bead Diggers had first and goal at the 5, did not move a yard on 3 plays, and then a 21-yard field goal by Jesus Cardenas was partially blocked. Olathe's got it, second down and 8 at their own 22-yard line. Under center this time is Kaler. Quick drop. He's going to actually hand it off on the left side, and they've got no running room as the Bead Diggers are right there with Kyle Rosenbrock. The ball is stripped, and the Bead Diggers should have it. No, they're going to say that forward momentum ended the play on the handoff to Rio Green. So let's see if Green is going to just be held up at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they said that forward momentum ended the play. So the football is right at the line of scrimmage, third down and 8, no gain, and the Bead Digger defense has come to play. We just got to transfer that momentum over to the offense, Dave.
A play like we saw Rosenbrock do earlier this year where he was actually holding up the block and then held the block up so much that the running back ran into the back of his blocker. Then he reached around, grabbed a hold of him, and the whole time Rosenbrock was reaching in there trying to peel the ball out of there, and they just blew the whistle before he had a chance to get the ball.
Third down and 8 at their own 22-yard line. In a shotgun with trips to the right. Kaler's going to roll to his right. Pressure coming. Set up a screen over the middle. Pass is caught by Mum. He's going to break a tackle. First down across the 30-yard line. He's still on his feet across the 45, and Vince Albo has him at the 46-yard line, but it's a gain of 24 and a Pirates first down.
Just a well called play. The Diggers were coming. They wanted to sack the quarterback, and you even saw our defensive ends just fly in there, and they didn't recognize that Olathe let all the blockers go, and he just did a good job of just barely tossing it over the top to Green, and Green did a good job running with it.
First and 10 for the Pirates at their own 46-yard line. 1:15 into the second quarter, no score. Corey's in motion to the right. Kaler in a shotgun. Kaler will hand it off to Gretz. A couple of yards right up the gut. Randy Baker made the tackle at the 48-yard line. Well, they'll give him close to the 49. Gain of 3. Second down and 7 to go for Olathe. And once again, Dave, they've worked their way out of bad field position.
Yep, they're just a gritty crew, competing against Olathe for a lot of years. Boy, they don't give up, and they'll stand in there and fight against you whether you think they're good or not. They think they're good, and they're going to bring it.
On second down and 7 from the Bead Digger 46, Kaler in a shotgun again. Has the football, will hand it off to Gret on the right side. He's got nothing. He's going to be thrown in the backfield for a loss. Bead Diggers had all types of penetration. Daniel Soto was in on the play. The loss is back to the 47, a loss of 2, third and a short 9 to go. I mean, this Olathe team, as we mentioned, ran it 58 times for 239 yards last week against the Academy. Not a great average, so they're going to stick with that ground game.
Well, they got less than 38 yards in the first quarter and a little bit of this one so far. So we're definitely doing a job with their running game.
Third and 9 from their own 47-yard line. Kaler in a shotgun. Has the snap. Will hand it off on the right side to Gretz, and he cannot get around Kyle Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock throws him down at the line of scrimmage. And that'll be fourth down for Olathe, and more than likely Kaler's going to be out there to punt, just playing the field position game with 9:10 to go in the second quarter. No score from Bead Digger Stadium in this 2A quarterfinal.
Now we really need Garcia back there. He's back to receive this punt. We need him to field this thing in the air and take off running with it, because we saw last time he can get some running room. If he can get that running room, he can run away from him.
And a fake punt. They're going to throw a pass. That pass is going to be incomplete. Right up the middle at the Bead Digger 40-yard line, intended for Trenton Joel. Off his right hand, and the Bead Diggers will have excellent field position, Dave. When you're a team like Olathe, normally you don't see chances like that. Now, let's see if the Bead Diggers can make that pay off.
Well, what does that tell you? Olathe doesn't have respect for our offense. They feel like they can shut us down. We've only been able to throw a 26-yard pass, and then we've run for a total of 11 yards in the first quarter. They think they can shut us down.
Well, they certainly did on that first and goal situation where the Bead Diggers did not move it a yard. But now the Bead Diggers have 47 yards to operate with instead of maybe 80 or 85, which could have been the case on first and 10 for the 47. Tormolen back to throw, looking along the sideline. That pass is going to be caught by Garcia. Garcia is going to be knocked out of bounds, but that's a first down on that long pass play. The official will mark it at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 24 for the Bead Diggers, and now with that passing game going just off of that play, the Bee Diggers might have the momentum going that they need at this point.
Well, and especially if the Diggers can attack those flats like that, it's going to force Olathe to make a decision on what they're going to do with those linebackers and if they're going to keep blitzing them or not. As soon as they stop blitzing those linebackers, it'll open up our running game in the middle.
Garcia will take a breather. Bostrom is in. Welcome home to your hometown grocery store featuring Morgan County's largest variety, the Brush Grocery Cart. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the Olathe 23-yard line. Tormolen with a long count will hand it off to Lee right up the middle. He's got 2 yards. He's dragged down at the 21. The initial hit was made by Joe McCracken, the senior lineman. 2nd down and 8 to go for Brush with 8.5 to go in the second quarter. No score in this 2A quarterfinal.
24 dive is what they ran before. It's taken a long time to get this play in there. Tremolin's yelling back over to the huddle, telling them to hurry up and get ready. So they're going to have a hard time getting this play off.
Yeah, that took a while. And they're going to have to race up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 8 for the Olathe 21. Rosenbrock is now in that backfield. And on 2nd down, Tormolen is going to hand it off on the right side. And a big hole inside the 15 to the 10. It's a 1st and goal. And that is Chris Lee that time. Lee finally had a hole that is to run through, and he gets to the 7-yard line, and it's a gain of 14 yards for Chris Lee.
You bet. And Diggers, when we were down inside the 10, when we were on the 5 last time, we stayed in that double tight formation. So far in this series, we've at least had one receiver out wide, and we're spreading the defense out a little bit and trying to keep them from attacking the middle so much on us.
Lee will take a breather. Connor Weiser's into the game with 7:43 to go in the first half, and the Bee Diggers have another 1st and goal. Weiser and Rosenbrock are in the backfield from the 7. On 1st down, Tormolen hands it off on the left side to Weiser, and he bowls his way towards the 5, maybe the 4, as Willie Corey made the hit. Not much running room for Connor Weiser, but enough to get him to the 5-yard line. The pickup of 2 makes it 2nd and goal from the 5. And, Dave, this has got to be 4-down territory given what happened on the most recent possession.
Yeah, and then we have to consider, on all of our field goal and PAT attempts this year, there's been a lot of close calls as far as blocks are concerned.
In the backfield now are Weiser and Garcia. Vince Albo is the receiver to the left. Albo now in motion to the right. Tormolen pitch right to Garcia looking for a block. He stops, takes it back to the outside, and Garcia doesn't have much there. He's down at the 5, maybe the 4. And the penetration over there by Joe McCracken and Troy Rose. A yard to the 4, 3rd and goal from the 4.
So we're just getting a little uptight down there and starting to hold back and having a hard time opening up our offense in the red zone. But that was a good call, I think, going outside wide there and trying to stretch that defense from sideline to sideline and see what they could come up with.
Bee Diggers will take a timeout, brought to you by Edwards Wright Price Market in Flowerland at 1201 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Stop by and get what you need to refuel on game days at Edwards Wright Price Market and Flowerland. Well, Dave, this is a good timeout, I think, because they couldn't get it done with what they called when they had 1st, 2nd, and 3rd and goal from the 5. Then they didn't score. I think they want to construct the perfect play, if that exists in this situation, with 6:22 to go in the second quarter in a scoreless game.
Well, so far our best offensive weapon's been Mitch Tremolin's arm. You can't help but think it wouldn't be a good idea to try a little pass here. One of the best passes we've had down there here close is that little dump to Randy Baker. Remember, we had that pass on the opposite end over here when the other team's linebackers were flying up to make the tackle. They just threw it out there to Baker, straight down the field. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go to that right here.
Baker's on the inside slot to the left. 3rd and goal from the 4. Tormolen says Baker in motion to the right. Tormolen is back to throw, looking. He throws it up the left sideline in the end zone. Caught by Eric Garcia. Touchdown! Touchdown to Eric Garcia from 4 yards away. And the Bee Diggers lead the Olathe Pirates 6-0.
Yep, that really helps when you can go to that passing game. And Garcia had him beat all the way. He just ran like a little bubble route. He just ran right out around the outside. And Tremolen threw it before Garcia ever even turned around. He just threw it out there into a spot, and Garcia was looking for it.
Well, he lobbed it, and it was a perfect lob. And again, Dave, I think they constructed the perfect play.
Yep, they just took advantage of a man-to-man matchup that the Olathe kid couldn't match Garcia's speed.
The all-important extra point. The snap is perfect. The kick is up. And that kick by Jesus Cardenas is good. 6:17 to go, second quarter. Brush 7, Olathe nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Beat Digger Stadium. 6 plays, 47 yards in 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Mitch Tormolen with a 4-yard pass to Eric Garcia. The extra point by Cardenas was good, and the Beat Diggers lead 7-0. And Jesus to kick it off. And Cole Gret is back to receive. However, the ball is taken at the 6-yard line by Pyatt, running up the middle to the 20, across the 25 to the 30. Randy Baker in on the play along with Brett Bostrom on that return of close to 25 yards. And with 6:04 to go in the opening half, Olathe, which took a gamble, Dave, going for it on that fake punt on 4th down, now has the ball at their own 30-yard line, trailing by a touchdown.
That's one of the reasons you don't want to have to take – you don't want to – it's like you want to play the odds, just like you see the guys do in the big time and on TV in college and in the pros. It's just really tough when you set your kids up for a loss.
In a shotgun, Kaler rolls to his right, still rolling, heaves it deep up the right sideline, incomplete. Willie Corey's out there, but the ball was out of bounds at the Beat Digger 38 and well defended by Eric Garcia. 2nd down and 10. And, Dave, this secondary for Brush is getting tougher and tougher to throw on because of all the INTs they have this year. And they've already got 3 interceptions in the playoffs.
I'm telling you, you got Brett Bostrom back there in the middle. The guy's so fast. He can cover sideline to sideline. So it's not like, anytime they put the ball up in the air, they're not just going to attack a corner. They got another guy that's coming on his way.
2nd down and 10 to go for Olathe at their own 30-yard line. Shotgun once again for Kaler. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Mum is in motion to the left. There's an option left. Kaler will pitch it at the last second. The ball is bobbled. It's still loose, and the Beat Diggers have it. It looks like Bryant Woodward, I believe, has it at the 33-yard line. There were like 3 or 4 Beat Diggers there, and it's Brush football on the big mistake by the Olathe Pirates on the option play.
I don't know what – I think what messed him up was they thought that our defensive end was going to fly in there and attack Kaler on that option, to attack the quarterback. But what happened is our linebacker and our defensive end kind of did a little switcheroo. So the guy that they were expecting to make the tackle on the quarterback wasn't there, and that's what I think caused that running back to take his eye off the ball.
I believe Vince Albo was credited with the fumble recovery, so the Beat Diggers now have the football. 1st and 10 at the Olathe 33-yard line. Garcia's in the backfield along with Tyler Carter. 2 tight end formation on 1st down. Tormolen, play action, looking to throw, maybe setting up a screen, heaves it deep up the right sideline. The pass is going to be caught. Whoa, what an acrobatic play. And a 1st down. Eric Garcia made an incredible catch inside the 20 towards the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a Beat Digger 1st down.
Just a beautiful catch. It was too high. It was thrown way too high, but he did a good job of going up in the air and caught it. Got his feet knocked out from underneath him and landed flat on his back and didn't get the wind knocked out of him. He was back in the game.
Yeah, Dave, I'm surprised that he didn't get hurt on that play because he somersaulted to the ground, but Garcia, just a terrific athlete, was able to come up with that one and secure the football. Albo's the receiver to the right. Weiser's now in the backfield, and we have a second Beat Digger timeout. We'll take it with them. 5:26 to go, second quarter. It's Brush 7, Olathe nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Beat Digger Stadium, where the Beat Diggers lead the Olathe Pirates 7-0, and they've come up with 2 turnovers. Vince Albo with an interception and Vince Albo with a fumble recovery. And have a 1st and 10 at the Olathe 17. And if the Beat Diggers can score here and continue to play that type of defense, they've demonstrated that might be able to put this game away a little bit earlier than Olathe would like to. In the backfield are Weiser and Lee. 1st and 10 from the Olathe 17-yard line. In motion to the left is Trevor Blake. There's the give to Lee, running right inside the 15-yard line, and he dives to the 10. Strong run by Chris Lee. He might have gotten to the 9. Taylor Carlson, the senior linebacker, made the tackle. But for Lee, that's going to be a gain of 8 to the 9-yard line, 2nd and 2. And Lee finally, in this game, didn't have any running room last Friday, but today has plenty.
Yep, and they're blitzing Rose there in the middle in that A-gap. And I'll tell you what, Troy Rose is doing a good job of controlling the middle, that's for sure. But when they're sending him, that means that there's no support out there for that off-tackle play.
2nd down and 2 from the Olathe 9-yard line. There's the give on the right side to Lee. Cuts it back towards the middle. He's got a 1st down as he carries defenders towards the 5-yard line. Not sure if he got there. But nonetheless, 1st and goal for the Bead Diggers. And it looks like the official is going to mark it just shy of the 5 as Joe McCracken made the tackle. And it'll be a pickup of 4 yards in the play.
Again, Olathe sending Rose, their middle linebacker, up the middle. He's shooting that A gap, but we're doing a good, our guys he's right there, so our guys are able to seal him off on the inside, and that doesn't leave any support out there in the off-tackle linebacker position for Olathe, and Brush is really exploiting that.
Olathe looks like they're going to make an adjustment here. They call a timeout, trailing 7-0 with 4:42 to go in the second quarter with the ball at the 5-yard line. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the game between Eaton and Bayfield going on in Bayfield. We'll have an update of that game coming up at halftime as the Bead Diggers faced a 1st and goal at the 5. At halftime, we'll also have updates from Ken Denver against Faith Christian and Florence on the road against Bennett. That might have been the game of the week last week when Bennett came from behind to beat the 7-seed Trinidad 42-38. 1st and goal from the 5. Weiser and Garcia are now in the backfield. And the Bead Diggers just up to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they stick with a ground game. Blake is in motion to the left. Tormolen's going to hand it off to Weiser right up the gut, and he lunges towards the 3-yard line. Tormolen had trouble getting that ball to Weiser, maybe the 2. Even when Weiser doesn't look strong running because he's recovering from multiple knee surgeries, he does a lot of damage as a gain of 3. 2nd down and goal, and you've got to really credit Weiser. This kid has endured a lot of suffering here this year, a lot of physical ailments, and he's still running hard for the Bead Diggers whenever he's in that game. He's out of the game now. Lee and Rosenbrock are the setbacks. 2nd and goal from the 2. The backs are split. There is the give to Rosenbrock, the deep back to the 1-yard line, and he tries to lunge towards the end zone, and there's a flag before that, so no play.
I didn't see any motion. I didn't see the Diggers move.
It's going to be against Olathe. That's what the Bead Diggers are signaling. And so is the official. Offsides against the Pirates, which means it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. It's too bad they didn't let that play go because I think Rosenbrock's strong enough. He might have been able to muscle his way.
Well, they had him stood up out there, but it looked like and they were all the tacklers and Rosenbrock, they were all standing straight-legged out there, kind of leaning against each other, but it looked like Rosenbrock was getting ready to try to spin out of it and head towards the pylon.
2nd and goal from the 1. Let's see if the Bead Diggers can put it into the end zone with Lee and Rosenbrock in the backfield, already leading by a touchdown. Tormolen hands it off to Rosenbrock running right, and he's going to score. Hit at the goal line. Touchdown for Kyle Rosenbrock. Brush 13, Olathe nothing.
The Diggers are starting to figure out what they can do. They're starting to figure out what their system is going to be as they attack this Olathe defense. They've definitely figured out that spreading them out's working. They were in that 400 formation most of the time with the wide receiver on one side or the other and then the slot on that same side and then a tight end on the opposite side. And whatever that's doing to spread out that defense, it's definitely working.
Well, so in other words, they learned from that stand a couple of drives ago. Olathe is going to be coming to block this extra point. Looked like the Pirates jumped. And the flags are down. It's going to be offsides against Olathe. This happened last week after the Bead Diggers scored their 2nd touchdown. They went for 2, and they were unable to make the 2-point conversion. But at this point, Dave, that is what Coach Trites does every time. If the opposing team is offsides and it's only a 1-yard extra point, or in this case, 2-point conversion, they'll go for 2 and try to make it a 15-point lead with 3:34 to go in the opening half.
I'm not sure if it's Coach Strites' decision or if it's the kids, because every single time that happens, the kids all put their helmets on and get ready to head back out on the field.
Rosenbrock and Lee are in the backfield for the 2-point conversion. Tormolen is going to hand it off to Rosenbrock. He's hit in the backfield down at the 5-yard line. all types of penetration. He had no shot there as the tackle was made by Taylor Carlson. 3:34 to go, second quarter. Brush 13, Olathe nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 5 plays, 33 yards in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Kyle Rosenbrock scores from a yard out. The PAT was not attempted. The Beat Diggers went for 2 after Olathe was offsides, and Rosenbrock was thrown for a loss. So it's 13-0 Brush as Jesus Cardenas will kick it off, and Pyatt and Gretz are back to receive. And this is going to be a kick towards the right sideline, and it goes through the hands of Pyatt looking for the football, and then a teammate falls on it at the 13-yard line, and that was Blaine Sinks. And they'll call it the 14-yard line. So, again, Olathe got terrible field position to begin this drive with 3:31 to go in the second.
Cardenas is doing a good job of spot kicking that football. He gets it over there to the edge so far where he forces that return man to make a decision if he wants to try to catch it or not. And Pyatt had to kind of turn his shoulders and try to catch it over his shoulders. It just didn't work out.
They make the adjustment on the spot. 1st and 10. Olathe has it at their own 13-yard line. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. The Beat Diggers with 1. Shotgun formation for Kaler. Corey's in motion to the right, awaiting the snap. He's going to hand it off to Gret running right. He's got very little running room, maybe to the 14-yard line. That's it. The Beat Diggers on the left side of their defensive line. Way too much penetration. Daniel Soto was in the backfield. It's a gain of 1 for Cole Gretz, 2nd down and 9.
They run the same play now. That same play that Gretz ran the last 3 times went for -2, -1, and then 1 yard on that one. Just trying to run right and try to keep the ball over there in front of their own bench.
For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. 2nd and 9, Olathe at their own 14-yard line. Corey resets, high snap, and Kaler's going to take off with the football, but he's got nothing. He's hitting the backfield. That's going to be a sack. There was some confusion on that play, and the Beat Diggers were all over it. Looked like Sean McConnell and Randy Baker threw him down at the 10 for a loss of 4. 3rd down and 13 for Olathe with 2:35 to go in the opening half, with the Beat Diggers leading 13-0.
It looked like they were going to just shotgun it back to Kaler, and then Kaler was going to turn and kind of pitch a long lateral over there with that end around. But, there was just some confusion there, and luckily we're going to reap the benefits of that.
Passing situation here on 3rd down and 13 to go from their own 10-yard line. Play action, rolling to his right is Kaler, heaving it up the right sideline. Garcia's out there. It's a jump ball, and I think it might have been wrestled away by the Olathe receiver. It's caught at the 40-yard line. Holy mahungus. A gain of 30. And they're going to say it was Carlson who caught that pass? It's a gain of 30, but it was wrestled away there, and it's a 1st down for Olathe.
Yeah, he just out-muscled him. They both went up for the ball. Garcia, I think he thought he was going to have the pick, but there was no way Carlson was going to allow it, and he just ripped it down out of Garcia's hand and rolled away with it.
That's a momentum changer, at least temporarily. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Kaler is going to keep it himself. He's going to break a tackle the 45-yard line. He's got a 1st down to the 50, still on his feet. Hit from behind by Rosenbrock in Beat Digger territory at the 47. It's a gain of 13 for Ben Kaler and a 1st down for Olathe.
Yeah, he just kept the football. They do a really good job with their fakes back there, and it's hard to tell who has the ball. And on that play, our linebackers kind of fell for the fakes, and we didn't have anybody to pick him up here on the backside.
The Beat Diggers do receive the second half kickoff, but you don't want to allow a score right before the break. You're up 13-0 with the Beat Diggers on defense. Olathe 1st and 10 from the Beat Digger 47-yard line, awaiting the snap. Kaler in a shotgun. He will keep it himself, running right, cutting it back towards the middle. Ball is loose, and it's pounced on at the 46-yard line by a Pirate. Saving the day was Trenton Joel. So it's an advance of 1 yard, and Olathe calls their 2nd timeout, 2nd down and 9. The Beat Diggers, so far in the playoffs, have not turned it over and have come up with 5 turnovers.
And that's one of those big wins. That's for sure. You're able to stay in the positive end of that give and take.
We got 1:16 to go before the break, with Brush up 13-0 on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Mitch Tormolin to Eric Garcia. Tormolin has thrown at least 1 touchdown pass in every game this season, and then the 1-yard run by Kyle Rosenbrock. But the Beat Diggers had a big opportunity. If that pass could have been broken up on 3rd and 13, they could have gotten the ball back and maybe put it in the end zone again. But let's see what happens. The defense has to get it done right now. 2nd down and 9 for Olathe at the Beat Digger 46-yard line. 3 receivers out to the left, looking to throw, heaving it up the right sideline. Garcia's out there. The pass is incomplete. Well defended, as that was intended for Taylor Carlson, the same man who just caught it moments ago at the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 9, and Olathe is right up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they called a couple of plays back-to-back, and they're going to try to get our defense on our heels.
On 3rd and 9 from the Beat Digger 46-yard line. Shotgun for Ben Kaler. 5-step drop. Looking, still looking. Throws it up to his right. That pass is caught along the sideline. And that's going to be right at the stick by Carlson. It looks like a first down at the 36 and a gain of 10.
He not only caught it, but he was like a pro receiver. He worked really hard to keep both toes in, didn't he? He drug his feet and kept him in bounds. 1:04
to go. And because he went out of bounds, the clock stops at the Beat Digger 36-yard line. Corey's in motion to the right. Looking over towards the sideline for the play call. And actually didn't go out of bounds. The clock has restarted. Corey now resets to the left. So only 52 seconds to go. Corey now in motion to the right again. They're taking a lot of time on this play on 1st down. There's a throw out in the right flat, caught by Carlson along the sideline, breaks a tackle to 30, and he's dragged out of bounds inside the 30. Maybe just right there, a gain of 6. Sean McConnell makes the play. It's a gain, once again, of 6. 2nd down and 4. 43 seconds to go. They took a lot of time on that play.
Yeah, they sure did. They did a good job there catching that ball and going out of bounds and stopping the clock, and that's what enabled them to huddle up and probably call 2 more plays in a row.
9th play of the drive, 2nd and 4. Kaler looking to throw, pump, still looking deep over the middle. That pass is going to be incomplete, broken up at the 5-yard line, intended for Carlson. Plenty of Beat Diggers out there, and there is no doubt who quarterback Penn Kaler is targeting today.
That's for sure. He's liking to throw it over there to Carlson. Bostrom did a good job that time. He was actually behind him because he wasn't going to let the receiver get behind him, but he used his right hand. Carlson was running to the left, and Bostrom reached around with his right hand on the backside of his body to knock the ball out of there.
3rd and 4 from the Beat Digger 30. 37 seconds to go in the opening half. Shotgun for Kaler. Looking, still looking. Throws it out to his left. Pass is going to be tipped incomplete. Oh, 2 Beat Diggers nearly had a shot. Kyle Rosenbrock and Vince Albo thrown behind Willie Corey. 4th down, and I assume, no doubt, that Olathe is going to go for it here with 1 timeout remaining and 31 seconds to go before the break.
Yeah, Rosenbrock stepped in front of that. 2 hands up. Again, the ball was above his head, and the ball just went right in between his hands. If he's able to haul that in, there's going to be nobody in between where he was at in the end zone.
4th down and a short 4. Just inside the 30-yard line of the Beat Diggers. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Kaler once again in a shotgun. Awaiting the snap. Has the football. Fakes a pass out in the flat. Throws it up the right sideline. That's going to be caught inside the 5-yard line, and it's a 1st and goal. Caught by Willie Corey. Towards the 3. It's a gain of 27 on a perfect pass from Kaler to Corey.
Nothing fancy either. The passes are, it's just a run up the sideline, and Kaler's basically throwing it up in the air and daring our defensive backs to go up for the ball.
This drive started at the 13-yard line. And keep in mind, they converted a 3rd and 13. 24 seconds to go with 1 timeout. 1st and goal at the 3. And a Beat Digger moved. Now the ball's going to be at the 1.5-yard line.
Now all of a sudden that missed 2-point conversion starting to scare me a little bit with that number 13 up there on the board.
Well, the Beat Diggers do receive the second half kickoff, but Olathe will have the momentum going into the locker room if they can punch it in. 1st and goal with the ball at the 1. They've got 3 in that backfield. Handoff right side, nothing there. And the Beat Diggers are able to stuff the ball carrier. It was Willie Corey. And Olathe is going to call a timeout. Trevor Blake had the penetration. 16 seconds to go. Looked like he might have lost half a yard. You know, Dave, looks like they're going to place that ball at the 2, a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and goal. And coming up will be the 13th play of the drive. And you would think here that Olathe might have to throw the football, because if they don't get it here, 16 seconds to go, you got to reset that offense. I mean, right now, this is going to be a momentum changer either way.
Yeah, but like, it's funny how we were talking before the game about how they like to run the football and not throw it very well. They've got 104 yards passing here in the first half already, and
well,
that's what's worked for them.
They've had a couple of big plays. 2nd and goal from the 2. In the backfield is Corey. 16 seconds to go for Olathe with no timeouts. Kaler is under center. Kaler is going to option right. He'll keep the football. He'll spin. He'll score. Kaler's into the end zone from 2 yards out. 11 seconds to go in the opening half. Brush 13, Olathe 6.
Just a good play. That option's a great play to call down there when you're inside the 10-yard line, because it puts so much pressure on one player to make a decision. And I'll tell you what, that's just a good call, and Kaler did a good job of running it in the end zone.
That is a monster drive for Olathe. They're right back in this game after the Beat Diggers had an opportunity to get the ball back in good field position. That swinging gate is what Olathe is showing. Now they'll set up for the extra point. And Ben Kaler to attempt it. Awaiting the snap. It's down. A heavy rush, and that kick is up. And there's a flag down before the ball was kicked. The officials are discussing it just in front of that line of scrimmage. And preliminary signal is illegal formation against Olathe. So this will turn into about a 24-yard extra point. So if they can miss it, that'll neutralize the one the Beat Diggers couldn't come up with when they were stuffed on the 2-point conversion.
Well, and then we know that their kicker's Kaler. It's not the same clutch kicker they had against Erie a couple of years ago. So that's another thing that kind of falls into our favor here on this PAT.
25-yard extra point. The snap is low. The kick is up, and that's going to be well short and off to the right. Might have been partially deflected. Kyle Rosenbrock, who blocked one last week, got his hand on it. We'll keep it right here. The Beat Diggers lead 13-6. But that was a 13-play, 87-yard drive in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And they picked up a huge first down on that 30-yard pass that Taylor Carlson caught along the right sideline. Then on 4th down, the 27-yarder to Willie Corey. So the Beat Diggers twice had to make just one play on defense. They couldn't, and Olathe's back in the game.
You bet. They just showed how gritty they are. They're not going to give up, and they're not going to go down without a fight.
Let's see if they squib this thing. Beat Diggers have one timeout remaining. If they get a decent return, I mean, the timeout's really not going to matter unless he kicks the ball out of bounds, and the Beat Diggers can run one play and call a timeout. Kaler is going to kick this one high and towards the sideline, fielded by Blake at the 14, to his right at the 20-yard line, back to the left to the 25, finds a seam, and he's down at the 29, the 30-yard line, a return of 16, 6 seconds to go. You'd think the Beat Diggers would just take a knee here and take a 7-point lead into the locker room. I mean, you feel good. The Beat Diggers have the lead, Dave, but you always want to be the team that scores right before the break as opposed to allowing those points, and that's why Olathe's got to feel pretty good about themselves as well.
Yep. They just got to feel good about the fact that they figured out something they can work against Brush offensively. Those fly patterns right down the sideline. They were picking on Garcia, and usually teams avoid him.
Tormolen's just going to take a knee here on 1st and 10 from the 30. Has the snap, and he's down, and that's the end of the first half. With the score, Brush 13, Olathe 6. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.